Do you know which is the most successful team in the IPL? Or do you know who scored the maximum number of runs in the IPL? Who's taken the most wickets in the Indian Premier League? We're going to give you a lot of trivia in this video because the 14th season of the IPL has already kick-started, but we should know what all has happened in the last 13 years of the Indian Premier League. So the Indian Premier League, popularly known as the IPL now, was started in 2008. Now, a year before the IPL, it is important to tell you that ICL was in being. This was the Indian Cricket League in which Team India were declared the T20 World Champions in 2007. So now India wins and the ICL happens. So the BCCI had enough reason to start something slightly different closer to home. So this was the Indian Premier League, which kick-started in 2008 with Lasith Malinga at the helm of affairs. He was the vice president of the BCCI back then and the first commissioner of the IPL. Now the IPL was essentially based on the English Premier League, which is popular in football. But essentially what was happening was that the IPL was going to be a franchise-based system and these franchises were going to be put up for auction. So as would happen in an auction, the highest bidder would get the right to buy the team and there were 8 teams which were put up for auctioning. So the auction started on 24 January 2008. The Mumbai franchise was bought by Mukesh Ambani's company Reliance Industries Limited. Vijay Mallya's United Breweries became the owner of the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Media house Deccan Chronicle bought the Hyderabad franchise, while Indian Cements became the owner of the Chennai franchise. Not only this, but Bollywood stars also came forward to buy these teams. So superstar Shah Rukh Khan and actress Juhi Chawla together bought the Kolkata franchise, which were the Kolkata Knight Riders. Preity Zinta along with Ness Wadia bought Kings 11 Punjab. So there were essentially 8 teams in the first season of the IPL and it was imperative that each team has 16 players and there were a total of 59 matches which were played in a span of 44 days. Now the IPL was very special also because it gave the biggest names in the sport along with a lot of freshers in the sport a platform to showcase their talent and be on the same platform together. So talking about who were the captains in the first season of the IPL, let's get into what happened in 2008. In the first season, Sachin Tendulkar was captaining the Mumbai Indians, Shane Warne for Rajasthan Royals, Virender Sehwag for the Delhi Daredevils, Rahul Dravid for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, Yuvraj Singh for Kings 11 Punjab, Mahendra Singh Dhoni for Chennai Super Kings, Sourav Ganguly for the Kolkata Knight Riders and VVS Lakshman for the Deccan Chargers. And when all the dust settled, it was the Rajasthan Royals commanded by Shane Warne who took the first trophy of the IPL home. So now let's get into a little bit of trivia because this is going to give you a lot of information which you can boast amongst other fans of the IPL with whom you're going to watch these matches. Which was the most successful team in the IPL? Well, these were the Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians won the IPL a total of 5 times in these last 13 years. Starting from 2013, in 2015, again in 2017, 2019 and in 2020. The next most successful team of the IPL were the Chennai Super Kings, who have won the IPL a total of 3 times in 2010, 11 and in 2018. Now this next one is definitely very intriguing and interesting. Who was the most expensive player in the IPL? So the Rajasthan Royals had bought the South African all-rounder Chris Morris for a total of 16.25 crores. And Yuvraj Singh was bought by the Delhi Daredevils in 2015 for 16 crores. Virat Kohli holds the record for scoring the maximum number of runs in the IPL with a total of 5,878 runs scored single-handedly in a total of 192 matches. Now let's talk about the highest scorer in the IPL till now. Well, this one goes to Chris Gayle, who scored 175 runs in a total of 66 balls. You can imagine how badly that ball was smashed all through these 66 balls because he scored a total of 13 fours and 17 sixes. And now when we talk about who scored the maximum number of sixes in these past 13 years of the IPL, this one again goes to Chris Gayle, who smashed 349 sixes in these last 13 years. There is one more which goes to Chris Gayle, who scored the maximum number of hundreds in the IPL with a figure of 6. And coming to the bowling front, Malinga has the highest figures with number of wickets taken. He's taken 170 wickets in a total of 122 matches of the IPL. So a lot of trivia, a lot has happened, a lot of ups and downs in these past many years of the Indian Premier League, and now that we've kick-started the 14th season, I'm sure there are going to be more records coming our way. We're going to keep you up to date with everything and a lot of trivia.